was a FLIR video. Bill, for those who don't know what we're talking about, can you describe what you saw?
Yeah, the Mexican Air Force was doing a routine drug surveillance cruise along the coast, and they put on their infrared forward-looking radar, and it showed these numerous what looked like balls of light. But you could hear the crew when they translated into English on the video. They're scared out of their minds, and they've done this hundreds of times, and nothing like this has ever happened before. So there's something going on, and they say, "Hey, they're surrounding us," and they're all going, "What's going on here? We have company." And it's clear that these guys are seeing something that's moving. It's not stationary like oil rigs, so that some of the debunkers were trying to say it was. And then the Mexican government actually asked Jaime Maussan to investigate for the government and interview all these crews, and they gave him top secret information or classified information to use, and that it's very convincing that these guys saw something, and the reaction was similar to our Navy flyers. With that video that was released 13 years later, but taken about the same time, is March 2004.
Yeah, it's very similar. Rich Hoffman was the guest who you called in to talk to about that, and Hoffman and his team from SCU had done the analysis on this Aguadilla object that had been recorded. Same kind of thing. Agents on a drug interdiction mission with these infrared cameras recorded the thing. And it clearly is not a bird. It's not any Chinese drone. It's not flare. Same thing with this Mexican Air Force video. And I think if people will search for it, they can find it online. Bill, thanks for the call. Always good talking to you. East of the Rockies, Josh in Indianapolis. Hi, Josh. How you doing?
I'm doing really good tonight. How about you?
Okay. What's on your mind?
So I've really been wanting to get this off my chest. A couple years ago, it was like 5 years back, I was 32. I was at home. I was watching a movie. And that night, I went to bed normally as usual. And I woke up in a world that was unfamiliar to me. I was standing there in what seemed to be a world of like brown. I don't know if it was chocolate because I was watching Willy Wonka, but it seemed like I was never going to get out. It felt like forever. And I don't know if there were any entities in that world, but all I know is that I never thought I would live to see another day. And fortunately, I'm safe.
Josh, I have to tell you that you want to stick around for the rest of the program tonight because Barry Fitzgerald has written about experiences just like yours, where people are suddenly out of their bodies. They're in some strange environment, often dark, as if in a cave or underground, and their senses are being manipulated. It's not clear where they are or why they're there. They sense that there are entities or some kind of intelligence around them, that they're there for some reason, but it's not clear what that reason is. And it really is an experience that sticks with you, obviously, unless there's distortion or memory on purpose. So stick around, and you're going to hear some other stories like yours, people who had these strange experiences that were all too real. Thanks for the call. West of the Rockies, Tony in Santa Rosa, California. How you doing, Tony?
Yes. Thank you for taking my call, and happy Easter.
Same to you. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good, sir. I had an experience years ago with my ex-wife. We had a dog that we lived in an older house, and I was working in a grocery store. Make the long story short, I was getting off around 9, 10 o'clock at night, and she'd call me at the grocery store telling me, "Get your ass home," you know. And it was because our dog Jill, would go upstairs and start barking at something, nobody there. And then I went home one time early, and she said, and the dog started acting up, and it was barking. And then the dog came rolling down the stairs after crying like someone hit it or hurt it. And it made a believer out of me. That when these dogs see something we don't see, or this dog was trying out for being a stunt actor for Hollywood, I don't know. But anyway, that was what was happening, and that made a believer out of me.
Has anybody else seen anything that would sort of confirm, separate from the dog, that there was something weird going on in this house?
Well, it was my wife. She was all huddled down, scared to death downstairs in a room downstairs, and this was upstairs in the bedroom. It was an old house, over 100 years old. So I don't know if that could have been something left over from a haunting from times gone past, or what.
Well, the fact is that dogs can see and hear and smell things far beyond what we can. In fact, the guys I was talking about earlier, NIDS, National Institute for Discovery Science, when they were working on the ranch, on Skinwalker and other places, they would use dogs as biosensors. They'd call them biosensors, and they'd take them out on their nightly patrols and count on these dogs to alert them if something was lurking around there, or if they detected something that was coming far off and headed in their direction. And it worked. The dogs would give them a heads up when something was coming much sooner than humans could have detected it on their own. So I thank you for sharing that with us. That's an interesting story. We have another one. Sharon in Kentucky on the wild card line says her dog has seen things as well. Hi, Sharon.
Hi. Yes, I have a Yorkie, and she never knew my late boyfriend. And I noticed that when I'd be driving down the highway, always since he passed, he's a Native American, Lakota Sioux Indian, and there's always been birds in my vision in the windshield. And with Paisley with me, the Yorkie, I would see the bird. It would always be in my vision, and I'd say, "Hi, Tom," real calmly, like that. And she would just absolutely go berserk, like she knew something. Well, then as time passed, he came to visit. On 3 different occasions, I would wake up, and she's running over the bed, looking. My bed is high, so she has to have steps to go up on the bed. And she's looking down, and she's looking up, and she's running, and she's playing. And I knew he was fisting. So 3 times. On the 3rd occasion, I woke up enough to come to my senses, and I said, "Tom," and she was doing the same thing, playing. He was playing with her like he did our other dogs. And I said, "Tom, if you are here, come up to my left shoulder." And I said, Paisley was at the foot of the bed, and I said, if you're here, she will see you, and she will come up. And lo and behold, that dog came right up on my left shoulder, and he never has appeared again.
That dog deserves a fresh box of milk bones or something. That's a pretty cool story. Did you feel anything on your shoulder at the same time that the dog came up?
I felt his spirit. I didn't feel anything, but I knew he was